Hello, thank you very much for joining again and still sticking to the channel. There was some hiatus, obviously for good reasons, and I hope you're enjoying your Christmas holidays. I am doing same, having a restful period. But then I need to touch on this very important topic that has been the subject matter of intense public discussion on social media in the mainstream media for some days now. That's got to do with the decision of the Black Stars to camp in South Africa for the upcoming AFCON in Cote d'Ivoire. And lots of football loving fans, and even for people who do not support football fanatically, have said the decision lacks quite a bit of commonsensical touch and also per footballing reasons. It doesn't make economic sense as well. Why will the team decide to camp in South Africa? You all remember that for a month or two ago, I did a video and suggested that the Ghana Football Association should consider hosting the team in Ghana, especially in this period of hard economic conditions for the country, and also the team lacking some sort of affinity with the fans and support. We've seen the apathy for some years now, and we're trying to, like the coinage says, bring back the love. I suggested that the team camps in Ghana. And I even went on to be specific with the place of Akosombo and suggested that they should speak to the authorities at the Right to Dream Academy and use their facilities. Of course, a very serene environment. They've got every modern equipment to help the Black Stars camp there. And they can commute from there to their hotel, preferably Royal Senchi or the other top class hotels in the area, and camp. And if you look at the venue or the place of Right to Dream Academy, it's a place that they will have their absolute peace of mind to train there without the prying eyes of what they say, the media or the public. And that would have been very good for the team, especially having seen them travel to places like Abu Dhabi, Dubai, Portugal to camp for African Cup of Nations. That has yielded zero results, in my opinion. But then they have proceeded to make a decision of camping in South Africa. I do not support the decision. It doesn't mean that they cannot win the AFCON by training in South Africa. But I can tell you that we have gone past that stage. People have become more wiser in terms of such decision taking. I have hinted already that I am well aware that the Namibian national team, Namibia is a close border with South Africa, but they are coming to Ghana to have their camping from the 28th of this month till the 11th, when they will depart to Ivory Coast. And they have chosen to camp in Western region, where they think the weather conditions there is quite particular to that of Ivory Coast, or quite similar to that of Ivory Coast. So Namibia have chosen to train there. South Africa, of course, will train in Stellenbosch, if that's the name. That's their training grounds. They have their own facility in South Africa, so they didn't need to hire hotels or rent hotels for their players. So the South African national team will camp in Stellenbosch. That's where their national team complexes, and they will depart to Ivory Coast 4 days before their first game to acclimatize in Ivory Coast. Algeria have decided to fly from North Africa to camp in Togo, and I'm quite aware also that Algeria had looked around Ghana to find a venue to camp the team, but then were priced out in some situation, not priced out as in cost, but there were places that were booked before they decided to camp in there, and they have chosen to camp in Togo. You know why? They have camped in Togo. They've played Togo in the World Cup qualifiers. So when they played Togo, they were looking for a venue to camp for the African Cup of Nations as far back as 8 months ago. That's about planning. And there are other teams. Mali will camp in their own national complex. Morocco will camp in their own national complex in Morocco. Senegal, also in West Africa, they don't need to fly to any country. They will camp there. There are quite a number of countries that are camping in their own country on the continent before they fly out. Of course, there are also Nigeria who will be flying to Dubai, and Saudi Arabia for Gambia and Zambia and other teams, of course. But this has been the trend. It doesn't make sense that the team that is sharing borders with the host nation and having the ability and capacity to stay in their country and camp have decided to go to South Africa. And I even think that the Black Stars, the GFA, were planning of going to Dubai again or Abu Dhabi. I have said and I maintain without fear of any, person and without any equivocation that the campaign for the Black Stars for a long period of time has been a business. It is purely a business venture for some people. Ministry of Youth and Sports, the GFA, and people around the team. It is a holiday period. It's an excursion. You can never tell me that the players of the Black Stars who have their peace of mind in South Africa than they would have done at the Right to Dream Academy or, say, a training facility in the Western region. Never. South Africa is a place where the Black Stars have had some of their most controversial escapades. You all remember the period before the 2013 AFCON. The Black Stars of Ghana, where the team was embroiled in a series of scandals of prostitutes going to the Black Stars Hotel. This is public knowledge. There was a period in South Africa where the team came there, and one of the management committee members emphasized that the elevator in the hotel was working overtime because the players were not sleeping. Nobody can tell me that the decision to go to South Africa is to have a peace of mind. Nobody even worries this team in Ghana. They are not even allowed to meet fans, not even journalists. Who worries the Black Stars? Who goes there to harass them? They have even been harassing fans and journalists. And to camp in Akosombo or any other serene place, environment. Who will drive there and go there to cheer the team or harass them? It is purely a business venture. In 2012, December, the Black Stars flew to Abu Dhabi to camp for 8 days for a tournament that was taking place in South Africa when the weather conditions were at variance. There was a clear variance in the weather conditions. Very hot in Abu Dhabi and cold in Bombela and Nelspruit, South Africa. The Black Stars camped in Abu Dhabi and spent $1.1 million in 8 days. $1.1 million. Look at the plane tickets from Ghana to Abu Dhabi, 10.5 hours, and flew from there to South Africa, another 8 hours, when they could have camped in Tanzania, could have camped even in South Africa or any other place. It is a business venture. Nobody is going to tell me or convince me that this is a decision. South Africa is now in a weather condition that is so opposite to what is recorded in Ivory Coast. Ivory Coast and Ghana share absolutely same weather, same environment, same conditions. Why will a team that shares border with Ivory Coast decide to travel to a cold and chilly weather in South Africa and fly back to Ivory Coast and tell us that the decision is to help the team acclimatize? What is the climate condition in South Africa as compared to Abidjan? Look, we have wasted money on these ventures. And this is an arena where people do not particularly care. They don't know. But that is it. We've spent money. The last AFCON in Cameroon, we traveled to Dubai or so to camp. Come back and spend $1 million and say we don't have facilities. Look, Ghana behaves like an orphan with a taste of a rich Arabian king or prince. We never learn lessons. Those of you who have internet access, you can Google and see Cape Verde. When we played Cape Verde in 2005 and beat them by 4-0, that's our last game before the World Cup in 2006. I hope some of you remember. They were playing in a stadium that was surrounded or barricaded by blocks, building blocks, construction blocks. They sat on construction blocks, a white painted stadium, Cape Verde. Today, they have one of the best facilities on the continent, a FIFA technical center, the same monies that we have access. And Cape Verde will stay in their country and camp, and Ghana will be looking for a venue to camp. We don't. We've made so much investment that goes waste. We never learn lessons from anything. And this is down to downright corruption. Nobody can convince me that you spend $1.1 million in the economy of Abu Dhabi for 8 days to come for a tournament that will be hosted in a weather that is so at variance with the ones that you are camping. Where is the footballing sense? And where is the common sense? And where is the situation that convinced people that this is the resolve that we have to take? Going to Dubai, holidays, nothing substantial has come out of it. Nothing fruitful has come out of the series of dollars that we waste. Imagine what $2 million will do for a country like Macedonia. We've accessed $8.6 million of FIFA money in the last 6 years or so. $8.6 million can put up a structure with honesty, can put up a structure. $4 million of that can put up a structure that will be capable of hosting the national team, all of them, as well as be a commercial center where other national teams can rent to camp. We don't have any. We've wasted money on operational, and when you see a black man wanting to steal money, that is when they use administrative and operational costs. You will never know, and you will never get the details of that. You want fans to be behind the team, but you take decisions that the fans so much detest. I am not saying that you play to the whims and caprices of the fans, but the point is that people have learned. Why will Algeria come to Togo? Why will Namibia come to Ghana? Why will Mali stay in their country to camp? Why are all the other national teams that are sensible enough staying modest in their country after the construction of their national complexes? You, a pace setter in this game, Ghana, you don't have a facility that can host your own national team players, 25 players. You can't. Gambia has, Cape Verde has, Lesotho has, Mauritania has. I'm not mentioning the first class countries on the continent, not to talk about Egypt or Morocco or Algeria. I'm talking about Ghana. We don't have any place befitting enough to host our 25 national team players and their technical director or coach. And we've been flying the team around like Sansan Kroma. Yeah, the team no nam basa Dubai, Qatar, only on holidays. Portugal, Dubai, Qatar, Abu Dhabi. We want places that are nice. We go to deserts, a place that was entirely desert, that has been transformed by same men, same human beings. That we come here, destroy our pitches, rent them out for concert, destroy it, and then go and pay $1 million to South Africa to host us, when $1 million can do a whole transformation of 10 or 15 of our national facilities and pitches. $1 million to an American is a huge money. To a corrupt Ghanaian man, that is nothing. So you can go like I have here, a catalog of our camping before tournaments. None of them has gone below $1 million. But you can camp in Ghana and spend $300,000 for the entire period. And that's even not being judicious with finances. If you stay in Ghana without flights, you are going to fly from here to Ivory Coast. Have the team bonding. They say the Black Stars are finally camping in Ghana for the first time. If not even at your national complex. What sort of people are we? So the decision to camp in South Africa has got nothing to do with common sense. It's got nothing to do with footballing sense. It's got nothing to do with economic sense. It's about individual interest, personal interest, a way to amass wealth, a way to siphon the taxpayers' money. $1 million. We are going to spend $800,000 on perhaps air travel. We are going to spend $200,000 on feeding. We are going to spend what $1,000 on this. At the end of the day, you go to the AFCON and exit in the group stage. It's always been an embarrassment. But the people behind the team don't care. Once they get what they need, once they get the money they want, who cares about how much or how far the team goes? Comoros beats you Madagascar will beat. They don't care. What's the essence of the camping? Why don't you cut down the cost? Camp in your country, especially for a tournament that is happening next door. It doesn't make sense. Doesn't mean that it's only the people in office who have sense. And whenever anybody talks, whoever is not within that circle is not sensible enough. But we've seen the results. We've seen the results in World Cup. We've seen the results in AFCON. It doesn't even bring any success. We don't achieve any success. And we are not modest. I remember the days where Ghana camped in the modest condition in Kenya, Naivasha, 2002, 2003, when our national teams were performing. Clubs were performing. We used to camp in Naivasha. A very great weather there in Kenya. Not even in the capital. Naivasha was somewhere in the north. And that's where Ghana used to camp. What suddenly changed? We developed a taste of the Arabian Kings. When we are an IMF country, we go to Dubai, Abu Dhabi, and blow $1.1 million in 2 months, 2 weeks. Not even 2 weeks, 8 days. $1.81 million. $1.1 million of camping for a tournament that the price was then 1.5 million. The price was 1.5 million then. Then we blew 1.1 million on camping alone. Talk about the tournament itself. Why are Ghanaians so dishonest? And that's how some of us are also going to behave. We are dishonest. We don't have principles. Teams in South Africa are flying to West Africa to acclimatize. But that particular team in West Africa that shares borders with the host country of the tournament is flying down to South Africa. And you tell me it's for common sense, it's for acclimatization, it's for what? What are the uses of the multi-purpose sports complexes that have been constructed across the country? The former Minister of Sports said the Doma Sports Complex. Doma shares borders with Cote d'Ivoire. Coincidentally, the Doma Sports Complex has over 300 rooms, and after completion will be capable of hosting national teams to camp. The Doma Sports Complex, as I speak, has been left to rot. 2 years after completion, spent $3 million there. Never been used. Never been used for any purposeful event. What sort of country is this? What kind of country are we building? Football. Just going to play football. If the tournament is anywhere else, nobody cares. Tournament is in Cote d'Ivoire. Other teams in the north, in the south, are flying to West Africa. They don't have the advantage of being geographically placed here. We share borders with Cote d'Ivoire. We are flying down south to go on a holiday expedition. And they will come back with stories of, you remember when they went to Dubai, stories of the coaches attracting COVID, players attracting COVID. For first 4 days, they never trained, spent millions of dollars, came back, exited the tournament at the group stage, elimination at the hands of Comoros. What a shame. If we are going to be this corrupt, all the countries on the continent will bypass us. You will keep on lagging behind because we have leaders who are never truthful, who are only interested in amassing wealth at the expense of the interest of the people. It's a shame that we don't listen to people. Leaders think that they are the wisest until they are in opposition. Thank you. We wish the team the best of luck in South Africa and in Cote d'Ivoire.